Conversations for Self. My name is Simona, and here is where I share my experience with healing heartbreak and emotional trauma. This morning, I do pray that God stays with me and moves me out the way as I do my video this morning because I woke up with a word bursting um, out of my spirit, and I'm just excited to share this. As I have, of course, come along, as God has directed my feet and my path, I, of course, I'm seeing the vision that God has given me, and I am just grateful and just thankful. And yesterday was my 44th birthday, and I went to sleep thankful, praising God. I did not have any plans for my birthday at all. However, God knew that I really had it hidden in my heart that I really would have liked to enjoy my day, and indeed I did. I had several things to happen. Several people showed up where God had directed them to show up, and I was truly blessed. And in my thanking God pointed a couple of things out to me as I again was nodding off, having my pillow talk with the one Most High. And as I was waking up, it seems like the conversation continued where God pointed out that I was receiving favor because I'm working where He has called me to work, and I am doing what He has called me to do. And in that, He reminded me of my calling, which I refer to it as my Esther calling, definitely, because I am for God's people. I'm here, and again, if I die, I die. I die daily to God, to myself, to give myself to God. So yes, if I die, I die. I definitely am God's to use fully. The other portion is Naomi, because I'm a way shower. And that is one thing that some people miss in the Ruth Boaz story. And I was led just really to share this, because as women, and I'm going to address what I know intimately, and that is being a woman. And we're always being told, we'll get our Boaz, our Boaz is coming, or we're waiting on our Boaz. But one thing that we tend to miss is everything that happened before, and during, Boaz entering into the picture. So I really had to go back into the Word this morning to just confirm, what I was going to have to give back and present. So, God pointed to the fact that we're in a broken concept of what relationships look like and what relationships should be, and what wholeness. Wholeness is not anything that is really pushed in today's society. It's all about someone to complete me, my better half, my my right hand, my right hand man, my left hand, or however you want to put it. This person is supposed to be your other half. You are my sunshine, but if they leave, will you be in darkness? Again, we are taught to be codependent. We are taught to be in need of each other. And again, I'm reminded again in Genesis, Adam, Adam didn't even realize he needed a woman, until God pointed it out. Adam was doing what he was supposed to do. He was doing what God told. He was busy doing what God created him to do. And then he was presented with Eve, his helpmate, someone to help to complete what God had called him to do. She didn't come in and provide the equipment, the farming equipment. She didn't provide the seeds. Eve didn't come in and help build Adam up. Adam was already built. Adam was already, doing what he was supposed to do when God presented Eve to Adam. And unfortunately, as women, and I've been guilty of it myself, we tend to like a good project and attach to men who need us. And I heard something earlier where the lady said, that's a defense mechanism because of your wound and your fear of being left. You search out people who can't leave you because they need you in that capacity. Wow. Wow. That made so much sense because I do talk about what we do unconsciously, what we do on our subconscious levels, and that really struck, a chord, and it really just put me back to, okay, in remembrance of, again, these men are complete. They're whole. They're complete. Even if you're looking at the Cinderella story, he had everything. He did not need Cinderella. Prince Charles, he didn't need Cinderella. He went in search of someone to give him what he didn't have, as a man, what he did not have as a whole, complete man. He was in search of something that, that could be brought to the table, that, that would enhance what he already had. And going back to Ruth, and I search, where do I start? Where do I start this lesson at? Where do I start? And I get to Ruth, chapter 2, and I'm looking at verse 1. And Naomi and a kinsman of her husband's, a mighty man of wealth of the family of Elimelech, which I'm all about going in. I was trained by a great bishop, and he always told me, get your dictionary, go find out what that word really means, go find out what the meaning of that is. So I want to point out that Elimelech means God is king. God is king. God is king. So God is everything. God is it. God is number one. So this is the family that Boaz is from. And it says, and his name was Boaz, and this is the family that he is from. And of course, Ruth is doing what she's doing. First of all, I do need to back up, because there is where, of course, with Ruth, she's with Naomi. Naomi is her mother-in-law. They've lost, father and both sons. And Naomi is directing the two daughter-in-laws to return to their home. And Ruth is like, I'm staying with you. I've got a relationship with God now. I'm staying with you. Where you go, I go. Where you die, I die. Where you live, I live. Because your people are my people. I'm converted, and I'm not going back. I'm not backsliding. Like I'm in this. I'm in this. So she stays with Naomi, which is something that Boaz does notice. He notices when she does go before him after he calls for her. Because he sees her working, and he's like, oh shit, she doing her thing. Like, she look good doing it too. So again, she's doing what she's supposed to do. She's doing what she's supposed to do, and that is to help take care of Naomi. That is to be there for her mother-in-law. That is to, continue to be with God's people and learning God's ways. So again, she's doing what she's supposed to do. She's not sitting on the corner, waiting. She's not on the internet. She's not on a dating site. She is, she's not, flaunting herself. She's doing what she's doing. Like, she's busy. She's busy doing what she's doing. And Boaz is like, who is this lady? Like, she, I could tell something is different about her. And he calls for her. And he's like, just don't go to any other fields. Don't go working anywhere else. Like, you stay here. And and I've told men, don't touch you. And when you get ready to go and get you something to drink, they're gonna respect you when you get there. So again, he's protecting her. He's recognized her. And before she even, he's already protected her before she knows. He didn't say, well, I'm going to take care of you, I'm going to protect you. No, it was in the action. And I say that love and apologies are action words. You show. And he didn't, and he did what a man is supposed to do, and that is to protect and provide, which he owns the field that she works in. So he has his money. He has his land. He has his house. He has his stuff together. He is emotionally together because he already knew, hey, I'm gonna have to take care of her before I take care of her. He's already mentally together because he converses with Naomi. He's like, look, I know what the customs are, and I want to ask you some questions. I'm doing my homework. So that shows that he is emotionally, mentally, financially whole and secure in who he is as a man before he even sends for Ruth. And Ruth, again, she's out there with everybody else plowing. She's not plowing, but in the fields. She's out there gleaning. And again, she's in her own, she's in her own space. Just being thankful. So, she does, she asks, Boaz, like, why are you being so kind to me? Why me? And he says, I see how you treat your mother-in-law. Yeah, I see how you work. Yeah, I see you. Like, I see you as a whole person. I see your works. And she may have been hot, in the face. She may have been just gorgeous, but it was her works. He didn't mention it was her, it was her looks, and her love for God. So those were the things that he recognized. But again, she was doing her thing. And once she decided that she was going to accept his offer to stay with him, to be with him, Naomi still instructed her on how to correctly present herself to him, how to go before him, in a wifely manner. And again, that is skipped over. That is, that's missed in the just the concentration of, I want a Ruth and Boaz story, but it's the ingredients. Like I had said in a previous video, you can see like this beautiful wedding cake. it looks good, it smells good, it tastes good. And you can go home and attempt to, put it together, but you don't have the recipe. You don't have the recipe. So it's the same here. You want the Ruth Boaz experience, but you're not going back to see what the ingredients were. You're not going back to see, okay, well, how did that happen? What all went into that to make that happen? So again, Ruth was blessed with Boaz, but she was blessed because she was obedient, and she was obedient to God first. And Boaz was blessed because he was obedient as well. And again, going back to yesterday, where God was just showing me so much favor, and I've been praising God. I've been praising God because being faithful to God and working in the fields. I'm concentrating on, being the best minister that I can be. I'm concentrating on being the best coach, life coach, spiritual coach, whatever you want to call me, that I can be. I'm busy, making sure that I'm the best lighthouse for souls to see. I'm doing this. I'm working diligently in the fields, and God is blessing me. God is blessing me. So again, I use my experience, my testimony, my life to show, when you get to the point where you cry out to God, God will show you. God will direct you. It is in that obedience where you will find everything that you need. But it's in that obedience, and you must be willing to put in the work. Because again, Ruth put in the work. And that's where she was found by Boaz, is when she was putting in the work. And that's the same with us today. For those who say, the Bible is an old book that ain't relevant today, it is still relevant today. From Adam to Boaz, from Adam to Boaz, and this is just in the first portion of the Old Testament. We haven't even gotten through any of the other chapters in this video. So I encourage, this, I'm saying this is for the ladies, but also for the fellas, it can be, because I'm sure that, God being God, you're definitely going to get something from this as well. So again, it's all about, being in place, and having done the work, and being obedient to what God has called us to do. And that emotional healing that so many of us have avoided for so long, or had avoided for so long, is necessary. It is very necessary. Be of sober mind. He was not necessarily talking about alcohol. Be sober-minded. Learn to respond and not react. You've got to become emotionally intelligent for, as I say in the closing of all of my videos, for a happy, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. For a happy, peaceful, successful life. So all your tears will be tears of joy. Self-love, and emotional healing are very, very necessary.